Thanks, everybody. I wanted to preface my toast asking for everyone to excuse my emotional state. Very emotional time for me. I just had a baby 2 weeks ago, and this is my first time drinking alcohol in 9 months. And my best friend just got married. Okay, so Laura and I have been best friends since high school. We met freshman year of high school in Spanish class. And we've been best friends since then. We went to Marquette together. We lived together for a year before I transferred out and left her, sorry. But we did live together for a year, and even when I transferred to a different school, we stayed really close, and then we both ended up back in Milwaukee. So it's been really special being best friends with Laura for a really long time. And so that's how I know Laura, and I wanted to tell the story of how I met Paul, but none of us can actually remember when we met Paul, so I can't tell that story. And it's not because Paul's not a memorable guy, it just seems like he's always been around. Like we got along with Paul right away, we loved him right away, and we could tell that they were really good for each other right away, so it just seems like there hasn't really been a time that Paul hasn't been around. So instead of telling a story that I can't remember, I'm going to instead give Paul advice on living with Laura, because now that they're married, Paul's going to move into her apartment, and since I lived with her for a year, I have a couple things to say to him. So my first piece of advice for Paul is to get ready to watch a lot of trashy reality television. So luckily I dodged a bullet with that one, but Paul might not be so lucky, so have fun with that. My second piece of advice is the apartment that they're gonna live in together has like a second bedroom sort of thing, and I think Paul has this idea that that second bedroom is not gonna be Laura's craft room, it's gonna be like a hangout space for him, and so my advice is for him to give up on that dream right away. Because Laura has a lot of craft supplies that needs to go somewhere, but Laura is the most artistic, detail-oriented person that I've ever met, and she creates a lot of beautiful things, as you can see from everything at this wedding, and so I think that's something that Paul should really cherish, so give up on that dream. And then my last piece of advice, since you guys are gonna throw a ton of parties at your apartment, and I will be at every single one because I live 4 minutes away from your apartment, my advice for Paul is that you have to find the fine line between letting Laura clean up the party while it's still happening and telling her that she needs to relax and enjoy the party. And I have no idea where that line is, so that's on you to figure that out. So that is my advice for Paul living with Laura. And then I have one final story that I want to share, which I had no good transition, so I'm just going to jump into it. So when Laura and I were in high school, we thought that we kind of knew what love was in high school, mostly based off of Taylor Swift songs, the movie The Notebook, and like a little bit of personal experience. But that was like essentially what we thought love was, so it was very like dramatic and passionate, and you fight, and that's what love means. And Laura's mom at one point said, I don't think that that's really what love is supposed to be. And of course we were teenagers, so we were like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like clearly that 35 years of marriage that you guys had going on, we were like, no, there's no way. But so I have come to learn that I think she was right. I've been with my husband for 2 years now, and she was definitely right about that, and I think it makes me very happy to see that Laura has found that with Paul also, and I can't think of a better guy to take care of my best friend. So, thank you, Paul, and I love you both. So, if we can raise a glass to Laura and Paul and their love that they have for each other, because I think they're perfect for each other.